It's now the third day of 2026. Just finished up a run around this track and I'm exhausted. So now we're going to talk about our goals for 2026. But first off, we'll look back at 2025. As of the 31st, there are now 233 subscribers on this channel. So thank you very much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing these videos with friends. It means a lot to me, sincerely. Last year, I also ran my fastest marathon with a time of 4:26 out in Hartford, Connecticut. And the one goal that did not go as planned was real estate. But I did get a pretty awesome ad that if you haven't seen, you should definitely check out here on my channel. So for my goal setting this year, I'm using a few different resources. The first is Catching Whimsy by Bob Goff. Another is I'm using the same rules and goals sheet that I used last year. And I'm also doing a 30-day prayer journal. Everything's still in the early stages though, so the only clear goal I have for this year is to publish a book. Over the years, my desire to be published has grown a lot, and so has my concern over generative AI. A year ago, it was pretty easy to spot AI when it came up on Facebook, but nowadays I find myself being duped by a lot of different posts. Before long, I think it will be hard for all of us to discern what is true and what is false in this world. But more than that, I've seen some pretty compelling stories written by AI. One of the downsides of this line of thinking is that I start to think, what if my work is all for naught? What if my stories don't hold up to a story generated by a computer? What if the book doesn't sell? What if I don't get published? Or what if I get published and it goes nowhere? So that's the negative talk that goes on in my head. But what if I do get published? What if the plan succeeds and people like the book and people enjoy my writing and it turns out to be something valuable that carries on through my life? When these back and forth thoughts confound me, that's when I need help. That's why I'm reading this book. That's why I'm praying. On that note, a big component to my goal setting this year is dependent upon help, both from God and from others. I want to publish a book. I want to get in better shape. I want to sell more real estate. But I also want to bless people in the life that I've been given. I also want to pick goals that work well together so they're not fighting for time. And I'd like to be content with the life that I've lived this year when we're looking back in 2027. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's get to goal setting.